Clock ticks for Taiwan to reform military, U.S. expert. The clock is ticking on Taiwan to implement sweeping defense reforms in preparation for a potential Chinese invasion, a U.S. military expert has warned. There's a narrow window of just a few years for Taiwan to make very significant reforms. At this point, the word reform is not enough. Taiwan's defenses need to be transformed, Ivan Kanapethy told, a former deputy senior Asia director on the U.S. National Security Council. The majority of Taiwan's forces are extremely vulnerable to the People's Liberation Army, cyber and missile attacks. Kanapathy's warning comes after China's biggest ever military exercise surrounding Taiwan and its outlying islands following U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's recent visit to Taipei. Taiwan could resist quite well a full-scale invasion right now, and that's been the case for more than 70 years. Xi Jinping likely isn't confident in his military ability to execute an invasion of Taiwan. He said, a key weakness that the People's Liberation Army is working on is lift capacity, amphibious and air assault lift capacity, to move troops across the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan will need significantly more resilient island defense capabilities, said Kanapathy, who was a U.S. military attaché in Taipei and served in the Trump and Biden administrations. He's currently a China expert at CSIS, a Washington-based think tank. China keeps plowing more resources into its military. The PLA's unprecedented military activity has led to heightened concerns about China's willingness to invade the self-governing island. Taiwan has never been ruled by Communist China, but Beijing claims it as its own and refuses to rule out an invasion. China's Taiwan Affairs Office said plans to reunify with the island were closer than ever, but added that using force would be a last resort taken under compelling circumstances. Less than 2 weeks after Pelosi's visit, a 5-member congressional delegation led by U.S. Senator Ed Markey landed in Taipei on Sunday. Senator Markey's visit, like Speaker Pelosi's, is intended to deter China while reassuring others in the region that the United States stands with a free and democratic Taiwan. Successive U.S. administrations have pushed Taiwan's military to focus on inexpensive and mobile weapons that could survive initial attacks by the PLA, but Taipei has so far resisted major changes in that direction. Taiwan has been slow to reform its military, mainly because Taiwanese society, until recently, has not taken an interest in defense issues. So the direction of reform has always been driven by the military services themselves, which tend to have a parochial view, just as they do in other countries, Kanapathy said. Policy objectives and realistic threat models should be injected into decisions about military force development.
Confirm further. 435 to Bitcoin, starting 031.